The name of today's class is called A Tale of Two Jews. And it's not like, a tale of two cities. It was the worst of times. It was the best of times. It was the whatever, It's not that. What this goes into is essentially the two paths that we can take when it comes to heeding counsel or not heeding counsel. Okay, and I'm going to give you 4 different scenarios, but it basically goes into those that attain unto good, righteous counsel and reject the evil, wicked counsel, and then also those that reject the good counsel but adhere to the poor counsel. Okay, that is what we see a lot in Israel. We see counsel, we see that there's a need for counsel, but we don't always accept the proper counsel. Okay, so we want to make sure that everybody understands how to recognize the two and how to behave when you receive good counsel and when you don't receive good counsel. Okay, because there's been plenty of examples of that in the scriptures. All right, so as we always start, let's go to Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. Come on.
The book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So whatever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. Come on.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
So we learn to have patience and comfort through the scriptures to be able to give us guidance, instruction, and understanding. So before we dive into the topic in particular, I want to touch on the role of a counselor, because some of us are new, may not know what the role of a counselor might be, but the scriptures give instructions pertaining to what a counselor is supposed to be, a good counselor, not an evil one. So let's get Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 17. Let's start there.
The book of Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 17. Obey them that have the rule over you.
So the first thing that we got to recognize is coming into this body, we don't know as much as we think we know. So therefore, we have to obey those that have been laboring in this truth, the ones that have been in here for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Those are the counselors that's going to help build us up to get us to where we need to go. Come on.
And submit yourselves.
And submit yourselves. Come on.
For they watch for your souls.
The point of having counselors and structure and order in the Bible and in this body, because we apply what the scripture is saying, is so that your souls can be preserved. And the people who are giving the counsel, they are held to a higher esteem. There is much more that they're going to be held accountable for because of the instructions that's given. Come on.
For they watch for your souls, as they must give account.
We must give account. Those that give counsel in this body, we are the ones that have to give account for the counsels that's given. Come on.
That they may do it with joy and not with grief.
So us doing it with joy is giving that good counsel to that brother, that sister, that they may what? That they may follow it. Because when we have grief behind the counsel, it's because even though you might be coming to us for counsel, this might be the 3rd or 4th, the 20th time we've counseled with you, but you don't apply anything. So now what? Come on.
For that is unprofitable for you.
And it's not profitable for us or for you to have to keep counseling over the same things and no application comes behind it.
That's right.
Or for you to keep rejecting the counsel. All right, hey, bro, don't do this. Bruh, sis, do that. Now we see you not following the counsel, then you get jacked up. And then we don't want to be the ones to do it, but it always comes about. Damn. I told you so. All right? Some of the most dreaded words ever heard. I told you so. We don't like hearing that, but sometimes we need to understand and recognize, guess what? You had an opportunity to have your souls preserved, but you didn't apply the counsel. So the counselors are here to help watch for your souls. Give me that in Romans chapter 2 and verse 17.
The book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 17.
Come on.
Behold, thou art called a Jew, and retest in the law, and makest thy boast of God.
So it says, thou art called a Jew, and restest in the law, okay? And make thy boast of God. So this is Paul getting on the Pharisees, the southern kingdom of Israel that had the understanding on how to serve God, but they weren't doing certain things. Come on.
And knowest his will.
So it says that these men know the will of God. Brothers, what's the will of God? Y'all got a microphone out there? Come on. What's the will of God?
Shalom leadership. Psalms 40 and 8.
Psalms 40 and 8. All praise to the Most High. That brother been studying. Okay? We're not going to get it. But no, the will of God is keeping his commandments. Come on, read.
And knowest his will, and approvest the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law.
So those that are instructed out of the law should instruct others in the same fashion. Come on.
And art confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind.
So a counselor should be a guide to those that are blind. Think about the actual interpretation of that. You know what I'm saying? When you have a guide to him that is blind, what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to walk you around. Like anybody ever seen the Special Olympics? There are some people in the Special Olympics that run the 100-meter dash. They have to have a guide with them. Why? Because they're running 100 miles an hour, and if they're running in the wrong direction, guess what they can run into? They can run into a wall or trip over something. So just like that, in the spirit, we guide souls down the proper path, saying, oh, you might not want to do this, sis. You might not want this job, but you should maybe go with this route for a job career, right? You might not want this person as a spouse. You might want to look over here, right? Come on.
A light of them which are in darkness.
And a light of them which are in darkness. Because sometimes it's not real easy to see through our own lenses the way in which we should go. So now the job of a counselor is to illuminate that path. Boop, here you go. The light is shining on this way. Are you going to take it? I don't know. It's up to you. Come on.
An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes.
So, and sometimes what that's going into is really not understanding everything about the decisions that you should be making in your everyday life. And even in this truth. So when you get counsel, you get to be built up to understand how you should move so that you're not caught up in something that a foolish person would do and something that a babe would do. Come on.
Which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law.
So we're supposed to, as counselors, everybody that is a counselor is supposed to have a knowledge, not the form of knowledge, because again, remember, Paul was getting on the Pharisees here. It says that they were supposed to have knowledge. Read. And of the truth.
And of the truth in the law.
And of the truth in the law. We instruct and guide out of this Bible to give you help. Now, give me Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 14. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 14.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 14.
Come on.
Where no counsel is, the people fall.
So the reason why counselors are set up in the first place is because without counsel, there's going to be a falling, right? It's going to be good for nobody. If everybody just doing their own thing, going their own way, counsel is not there, and there's no counsel to be around. We saw what happened. Brothers, real quick, what period in history did that happen in Israel? What period in history where it was no counselors, no judges, everybody was doing their own thing? Where was that? Come on, Ehud.
Shalom, sir. Most in Christ bless. In the book of Judges.
In the book of Judges. Yeah. Let's act, as a matter of fact, hold that. We coming back right back here. Judges, last chapter, last verse. Yeah. Last chapter, last verse. Read that thing real quick.
Come on.
(20 and 25) or 21:25. Excuse me. Read that.
The book of Judges, chapter 21 and verse 25. In those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes.
So without counselors, that's what you have. Everybody's doing what seems right in their own eyes. That's what you need counselors for, to direct that path. It's kind of like having bumpers at the bowling alley, okay? Your ball want to go off and get in the gutter, right? That's how some of our decision making gets us in the gutter, right? But the bumpers are there to, no, come on. Come back on track, all right? Go back to Proverbs 11.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 14.
Come on.
Where no counsel is, the people fall.
Where no counsel is, the people fall. Why? Because they will choose their own thing. Come on.
But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety.
In the multitude of counselors, that's where you have safety. That's where you get wisdom and instruction from. That's where you get built up to not choose a path of foolish or babes. Let's get 2 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 3. 2 Samuel chapter 23 and verse 3. What else is part of the role of a counselor? Come on.
Come on.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 23 and verse 3. The God of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me.
So it says the God of Israel, the rock of Israel. Talking about Christ. Come on.
He that ruleth over men.
He that ruleth over men is also a counselor. Because as a ruler over men, you're responsible for all of those underneath you. Come on.
He that ruleth over men must be just.
And a counselor must be just, meaning they keep God's laws. Come on.
Ruling in the fear of God.
And we have to rule in the fear of the Most High God. We have to rule with that instruction and fear of what is going to happen to us as a result of us giving you good counsel or poor counsel. All right. So now we talked about the role of a counselor. What about the role of those being counseled? Let's talk about Sirach chapter 6 and verse 18. What is your job as the counselee? What are you supposed to be doing? Read that.
The book of Sirach chapter 6 and verse 18. My son, gather instruction from thy youth up.
So it talks about counsel in the form of gathering instruction here. Okay, it's not just talking about counsel, but that's the vein that we're in today. So counseling is instruction. Come on.
So shalt thou find wisdom till thine old age.
So you'll find wisdom in your old age through what? Through the experience of getting counseled, getting instructed, getting guided, like we read earlier. Come on.
Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits.
This is the her here is talking about wisdom. So you're supposed to come to wisdom, and as thou that ploweth and soweth, you should be constantly seeking after wisdom. Come on.
That's right.
For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her.
You shall not toil much in laboring about her. Come on.
But thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon.
But you eventually will get the fruits of the wisdom of you getting counsel. Come on.
She is very unpleasant to the unlearned.
So if you are unlearned, counsel is going to be grievous to you. Oh, why do I have to go get advice from such and such? I'm grown. That's what a lot of us think. And you might not be saying that out loud, but it shows in the actions that come out. Because when certain decisions are made and we find out about it later, the first question that typically comes up is, so who'd you counsel with? And then they look left and then they look right and they go, myself. Oh, okay. All right. So since you counsel with yourself, you can handle this by yourself. Goodbye. Come on.
He that is without understanding will not remain with her.
And he that is without understanding will not remain with wisdom. Come on.
She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial.
So wisdom is going to lie upon that person, that individual, man or woman, as a heavy stone of trial. Come on.
And he will cast her from him ere it be long.
So he will cast away the wisdom, the knowledge, the instruction, the understanding before long because it's grievous unto him. Come on.
For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many.
So we should be thankful that what we are receiving now in this time is wisdom so that we can be built up. Come on.
Give ear, my son. Receive my advice and refuse not my counsel.
Refuse not my what?
My counsel.
You see how we talking about the same thing? That instruction, that counsel. Come on.
And put thy feet into her fetters and thy neck into her chains.
So we thinking we supposed to be up out of slavery. So why would I put my fetters in chains or my feet in fetters and neck in chains? Why would I do that? This is talking about the discipline of wisdom. That is what it's referring to. Because wisdom is going to keep you on a straight and narrow path. You're not going to be able to go and do whatever you see fit. You're going to be restricted.
That's right.
That's the righteous fetters and chains that it's referring to. Come on.
Bow down thy shoulders and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds.
Don't be grieved at the fact that you're being held back from certain things to receive the reward later on. That's what it talked about earlier when it talks about the fruits. Come on.
Come unto her with thy whole heart.
Wait, you're supposed to be half-hearted when you do this thing.
Come unto her with thy whole heart.
Or deceitful when you do it.
With thy whole heart.
Because some people counsel just so they can check a box. They'll come and say, hey, I need counsel about this. Like a brother. He's not with us any longer. Lord, will he repent? But a brother, me and him had a whole 45-minute conversation about what car he should buy. Right? Yeah. He's asking me, hey, officer, hey, I'm thinking about getting this, thinking about getting that. I'm telling him, all right, look, you need a car for a profit. You need something that's going to be reliable. You need something that's going to be able to fit camp equipment and other brothers. You don't have to get a truck, but you should get something that's reliable and you can fit other people in. This brother goes and gets a 2-seater sports car. So then I'm like, why did I talk to you about this? We talked on the phone for 45 minutes. And now you went and did your own thing anyway. What was the point? It was because he was checking off a box. Oh, but I got counsel though. You can't tell me I didn't at least get counsel, but did you listen to the counsel? Crack, don't you? Come on.
Crack, don't you? Come unto her with thy whole heart.
So that's why it says, come unto her with thy whole heart. Be sincere. Apply the wisdom that's being given to you when you counsel. Come on.
And keep her ways with all thy power.
And keep her ways with all your might. Read.
Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee.
So it's talking about wisdom, but you get wisdom through the counsel. And this is going to come back up later. Come on.
And when thou hast got hold of her.
And when you've gotten that wisdom because you've been getting the counsel and applying it, come on.
Let her not go.
Don't let it go. Don't think that it's just something that's easy to obtain. Because wisdom and counsel, not everybody has. Not even everybody that understands that they're Israelites. Some of them stay at home because they've been counseling themselves. Some of them have little cliques that they get together at the library on Saturdays sometimes. So then the question becomes, who are your elders? Well, you won't believe this. This brother said this to me on Clubhouse one day. But I learned that I was an Israelite in the Bible all by myself. Okay, all right. So that means nobody can counsel you. Read.
For at the last thou shalt find her rest.
So at the last you'll be comforted, rested in the fact that you took and adhered to proper counsel. Come on.
And that shall be turned to thy joy.
Come on.
Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee.
You see that? You see how those chains that initially became something of restriction, now it's becoming something of a defense. You're seeing that because I wasn't allowed to do this thing. I wasn't allowed to do my own will. That now I see the wisdom behind that thing. Come on, we're gonna touch on that later because there's an example in the scriptures of that exact thing. There's multiple examples, but the one I pulled. Read.
And her chains a robe of glory.
And her chains a robe of glory. So at first, that thing that you might have found grievous, if you're not in the spirit, eventually you can see those that are exercised by that wisdom, that counsel, that understanding, it turned into something different. It transforms, and it transforms you, your life, and the lives of those around you by adhering to good counsel. Come on.
For there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple lace.
And her bands are purple lace. Come on.
Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor.
Why? Because when people are going to ask you, how did you obtain that wisdom? How did you know how to go that way? How did you know what to do? You're going to look back at them and say, I just applied the counsel.
Yeah.
Because, again, that goes back into the whole title of the class, A Tale of Two Jews. You could have two people getting the same counsel at the same time and see where their paths lead after that. You can see that one who listened to the counsel, you see how their lives wind up, and you see the one that did not follow the counsel and how they ended up. It's plain as day when you apply the scriptures. Come on.
Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honor, and shalt put her about thee as a crown of joy.
Come on.
My son, if thou wilt.
Wait, read this verse again. I want you to pause after my son. Read.
My son.
My son, read the next word. If. 2 letters, amazingly huge meaning. Because everything in your life, personal, private, in this truth, it all hinges on those 2 letters right there. That one word and them 2 letters. Because you could choose to have a whole different outcome on your life depending on whether you follow counsel or whether or not you don't. Read.
My son, if thou wilt.
That wilt gets into desire. If you desire, read.
Thou shalt be taught.
If you will be taught. How do you get taught? By asking. Come on.
And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent.
You will be prudent through the wisdom of the men and women that are above you that are training you to be that way. Come on.
If thou love to hear.
If you love to hear. Read.
Thou shalt receive understanding.
You will receive that understanding. Come on.
And if thou bow down thine ear.
If you don't listen to just yourself, read.
Thou shalt be wise.
You will be wise in the end. Come on.
Stand in the multitude of the elders.
So now it's giving you what to do. We seen how to do it, but now we get the what behind it. Read.
And cleave unto him that is wise.
If you see somebody that you know has wisdom, not that you gotta guess, like, sometimes he on point, but sometimes I gotta wonder. It says, cleave unto him that you know to be wise. Come on.
Be willing to hear every godly discourse.
And you have to be willing to hear every godly discourse. The scripture's coming out, guess where I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be right there, shoulder to shoulder with whoever bringing it out. Come on.
And let not the parables of understanding escape thee.
You gonna let parables of understanding escape you if you think you know it all. If you think you know every single thing about how you need to move in this life. Come on.
And if thou seest a man of understanding.
And if you see somebody that you know has understanding, come on.
Get thee betimes unto him.
Get thee frequently. That's what it's talking about, betimes. Frequently you should be around this man, calling this man up, seeing what you can glean from him. Same thing with the sisters. You should be calling the sister, wearing out her footsteps of her door. Come on.
And let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
Come on.
Let thy mind be upon the ordinance of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments.
And meditate continually in his commandments. That what goes with the counsel, because that's what the men and women who are counseling you are doing. Come on.
He shall establish thine heart and give thee wisdom at thine own desire.
And that's not talking about getting wisdom just because you prayed for it. Okay? Because you only get the wisdom if you apply what you reading and studying in the scriptures.
That's right.
You understand? It's not that nowadays, if I just sit up here and go, God, give me wisdom, and then I don't read my 4 chapters a day. I only open my Bible up on the Sabbath. Am I going to get wise? Absolutely not.
Crack, don't you?
Absolutely not. So it says, it shall give thee wisdom at thine own desire. You have to seek it out. If I want to know how to give good counsel, guess what I have to get first? I have to get that counsel. We all start from the same position, not knowing nothing, coming in this truth. Then we build ourselves up slowly. Those of us that are men come through the ranks. Those of us that are women get counsel, be around the counseling sisters.
Yeah.
Those that are married, not the single sister that just walked in the door, okay?
That's
or the
right.
single brother. We got to get counsel from those that we see understanding from. Get Sirach chapter 8 and verse 8. Read.
The book of Sirach chapter 8 and verse 8. Despise not the discourse of the wise.
So we, remember, we're getting to the role of those that are being counseled, the counselee. You have to not hate the discourse of the wise. How do you hate it? You don't ever want to be around. When the script's coming out, scripts is flowing, brothers in the back chit-chatting on his phone, on his laptop. Why you ain't up here getting the wisdom at the table? It's a little odd. Read.
But acquaint thyself with their proverbs.
You have to acquaint yourself with the proverbs of the wise. Come on.
That's
For of
right.
them thou shalt learn instruction. And how to serve great men with ease.
And how to serve great men with ease. None of us get this through osmosis. All of us get this by seeking it out and being close to those that have that wisdom that we seek. Come on.
Yeah.
Miss not the discourse of the elders.
Don't miss the discourse of the elders. Like, that's just when we were having national Passovers and National Tabernacles, we brought some of that stuff back. But men's conference, whatever the case may be, I'm always going to try and figure out how I can be close to the leadership.
That's right.
Where's leadership at? Where they bringing it out at? Where's the circle at? Where are the scripts coming out? Can I go get in the war room? Every single time I'm near leadership, I'm trying to get near them so I can see what instruction and wisdom they have to help build me up. Because that's going to help build all of us up. Okay, come on.
For they also learned of their fathers.
They learned from their elders. We hear Bishop talk about this all the time, right? When he was brand new coming into the truth, he said he would sit by the elders. He wouldn't say nothing. He would just sit there. And he would just learn, soak up all the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that he could so that what? He could be the man that he is today. Yeah. And we see the fruits of that thing. All praises. Come on.
And of them thou shalt learn understanding. And to give answer as need required.
And to give answer as need required. Because some people don't need counsel because you're not going to listen. Get Sirach chapter 37 and verse 7. Come on. Sirach chapter 37 and verse 7. So again, remember, we're getting into the role of those being counseled. Come on.
The book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 7. Every counselor extolleth counsel.
So it says, every counselor extolleth counsel. Those of us that are counselors, you're never going to hear anybody in Israel say, oh, no, you don't need counsel. Counsel's a bad thing. You're never going to hear that. Everybody praises counsel. That's what extolleth means. Everybody praises counsel. Read.
But there is some that counseleth for himself.
So as those who are being counseled, we need to be able to see and be on the lookout for those who do not give proper counsel or who are counseling for themselves. Come on.
Beware of a counselor and know before what need he hath.
Know whether or not what I'm asking for, this brother's going to give me proper instruction on. Come on.
For he will counsel for himself. Lest he cast the lot upon thee.
Come on.
And say unto thee, thy way is good.
So, hey, brother, go ahead and do that. Sister, go ahead and do that thing right there. It looks all right. It don't look dangerous. Read.
And afterwards, he stand on the other side to see what shall befall thee.
And now he's looking to see what's going to happen to you as a result of their piss poor counsel. Damn. You should know, as somebody who's being counseled, it should be apparent to you who to look after and who not to look after when it comes to counsel. That's just like some people in here counsel with the people that they came in with. Bruh. Or the people maybe that brought you right into the truth. They 2 years in the truth and you counsel with them. They don't have no understanding. They're 2 years old. They're a toddler in the spirit. But you want counsel from these people. When we do that, we're not applying the wisdom that God instructed us to do. We're applying our own understanding. You should always counsel what direction? Up. Yeah. Always. Yeah. Come on.
Consult not with one that suspecteth thee, and hide thy counsel from such as envy thee.
And hide thy counsel from such as envy thee. So if you know you're going to somebody with maybe a covetous spirit, you know not to counsel with that person. Come on.
The hell is this?
Neither counsel with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous.
So now these examples that we about to touch on are going into you counseling with somebody that's the total opposite of what you need to be counseling with. Read that verse again. Come on.
Neither consult with a woman touching her of whom she is jealous.
So now you getting counsel about another woman, this is usually on the sister side, and she telling you, hey, I want to go and ask sister such and such about how she make these dresses. How you think I should do that? You think that's a good idea? Oh, no. What you don't know about her dresses is they might look nice at first, but they be falling apart in the first 30 days. Because she mad. Because she can't make dresses like her. She can't make garments like the sister. Don't do that. Come on.
Neither with a coward in matters of war.
Why would I go to somebody when it's wartime, they hiding behind the bushes? Why would I counsel with somebody like that about matters of war? Come on.
Nor with a merchant concerning exchange.
Nor with a merchant concerning exchange. Come on.
Nor with a buyer of selling. Nor with an envious man of thankfulness.
So how you going to be able to tell me how to be thankful if you coveting? Come on.
Nor with an unmerciful man. touching kindness.
You see this brother rebuking brothers all day long. Got no compassion in his heart. You want to ask him how to be kinder. Bruh. Makes no sense. Come on.
Nor with the slothful for any work.
Nor with the slothful for any work. Come on.
Nor with an hireling for a year of finishing work.
Uh-huh.
Nor with an idle servant of much business.
Read.
Hearken not unto these in any matter of counsel.
So don't listen to these brothers, these sisters in any manner of counsel. Why? Because they going to jack you up. Now, we know this in a spiritual sense, right? If I'm going to the gym, I need a personal trainer, right? If I desire one. Now, the personal trainer walks up from behind the desk and they look like Jabba the Hutt. They look like Snorlax. Why would I allow them to train me? Why would I do that? I would never do that, right? That again, if I'm going to somebody with financial advice and we're supposed to be meeting, let's say at the coffee shop, right? And they roll up on a bicycle, right? The wheels falling off of it. Why would I take financial advice from that person? They got holes in their socks, they got holes in their clothes, but they gonna teach me what to do with my money. What? That makes no sense. We understand that in a spiritual or in a physical aspect, but a lot of times spiritually we don't get that thing. We see certain traits, certain spirits in brothers and sisters, and we go, yeah, I'm gonna take counsel from that brother. Y'all. Meanwhile, y'all struggling with the same thing, but he gonna tell you what to do. It don't make no kind of sense. Bruh. Read.
But be continually with a godly man.
Read.
Whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord.
Come on.
Yeah. Whose mind is according to thy mind, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry.
If you have any misgivings in your life, come on.
And let the counsel of thine own heart stand.
So the reason why it says, and let the counsel of thine own heart stand, is because you already went to the proper instruction. So after you get that instruction and you choose that counsel, let that counsel be what it is. Don't be second guessing the counsel that was given. Come on.
Yeah. For there is no man more faithful unto thee than it.
Because you ultimately, once you receive the counsel, you're going to understand, okay, based on what I've heard, what I need for my life, this is what I need to do. Come on.
For a man's mind is sometime wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit above in a high tower.
So a man's mind is sometimes wont to tell him more than 7 watchmen that sit in a high tower. If I got 7 watchmen on a tower, they're going to all see different vantage points. One might tell me there's an army coming for me this way. One might tell me there's a pack of sheep over here. Now the other one's telling me it's a nice, wonderful field full of corn that I can go get. Well, who am I supposed to listen to when I want to find out what to do? We need to focus our mind on one path after we receive that counsel and stick to it, and that's it. Read.
And above all this, pray to the Most High.
It says, above all of that, pray to the Lord. Pray to God for what reason? Read.
That he will direct thy way in truth.
Because the Lord will give you understanding through your prayer.
That's right.
Through the counsel. All of these steps are how to help you receive proper counsel. Come on.
Let reason go before every enterprise.
Wait, let reason go before what?
Every enterprise.
Every enterprise, come on.
And counsel before every action.
Now, it's not talking about you need to call up your officer, the sister over you, just because you want to figure out whether or not you should eat lunch at 2 o'clock or at 2:30. That's not what it's talking about, okay? They don't want, you don't need to counsel your sister whether or not, sister, you want to use the red lipstick or the purple lipstick today. Bruh. That's not what that's talking about. These are talking about every action or matter of consequence. Something that can negatively or positively impact your life or the lives of others. That's when you need counsel. That's at every action and every enterprise. That's what it's getting into. We don't care. I mean, not that we don't care, but we don't want to have to counsel with you about what color head wrap to put on. No, that's not what this is about. Okay? Let's get that first Instagram reel. I got 2 for y'all about getting advice, taking advice. Come on.
You have to be mindful of who you take advice from. When you ask people for advice, their advice is going to be limited to the degree of their own comfort. So if you ask a friend if you should quit a job and look for something different, or if you ask them for their thoughts on whether or not you should leave a relationship, they will not automatically tell you what's best for you. They're going to tell you what's best for them. Think about it. If they hate their job, they might encourage you to leave yours. If they hate their relationship, they might encourage you to leave yours. And this is why you have to understand the motivations of the people you're seeking advice from, because they may mean well, but when you start asking them for advice, they're listening to your problem, but answering with a solution that they would want if they were in your position, not with the answer you may need. So this is why you have to ask for guidance, not advice. And you should seek guidance from people who have your best interests at heart, not their own. You need someone you can go to who can help you make decisions, not someone who's going to make a decision for you. You need someone to help you see your issue objectively and to ask deep questions instead of just giving you answers. So be wary of people who tell you what you should do. And instead, I want you to seek out those who will support you as you work to discover what's best for you.
Someone ever try to give you advice and you're like, you? No, not you, surely not. In a glass house, you're trying to throw stones. Wow. Because everyone wants to try to give advice these days, but you ain't really sorted out your thing. Trying to pass me the Hoover and your room's dirty. You need that, big man. I got boys that will sit in the passenger seat of my car. They can't drive, no license. Last time they drove was Mario Kart. And they're telling me, hey, bro, you can speed up, you know. Oh, what, you got somewhere to be now? I was sitting outside your yard for 10 minutes. You can't even return the favor I'm giving you right now, bro. How dare you? If I want to lift from you, I got to jump on your back. And you're telling me to speed up. Okay, how about I speed up and you walk? It's long, man. Stop doing it. The worst is when man them try to tell you how to get gal, but you got no things on your resume. You want to try to give me advice? How could you? Women like it when you're confident, but they don't like you, though. I'm sorry, this is just not a reliable source. It's like Stevie Wonder trying to teach you how to read. I had a friend round recently. I'm trying to cook for her. She's telling me it needs salt. It needs salt. Do you know what? Maybe it did need salt. But last time I ate her food, I was out for 2 weeks. Because, okay, my food might need salt, but your food needs about 30 more minutes in the oven. I've got broke friends trying to give me financial advice. Do you know how insane that is? Well, you need to start investing your money. Brother, you're wearing my t-shirt right now. All your money goes to Deliveroo and you're trying to chat to me. We need to stop. If you don't know what you're talking about, and if you're triggered, you're the problem.
And I like that last line right there. My man said, if you're triggered, you're the problem. All right? Let's get the next clip. Okay, so this is actually going to go into the sections that I have built out for this class. So there are examples of bad counsel that you should not follow. For those who have y'all seen this movie? This is an amazing movie. Excellent Denzel movie. I've watched as many Denzel movies I can watch. But in this movie, this man has a drinking problem. Denzel's character has a drinking problem. Okay? In the movie, he crashes a jet while he's drinking. It wasn't his fault why the jet crashed, but he was drinking. So, let's see what happens. Come on.
Yeah. And there's no physical evidence on the bottles, no DNA, no fingerprints to link them to anyone, but they were uncapped and empty. And the only people who would have had access to those bottles would be the flight crew. Now, Margaret, Evans, and Mila Satow, they all had clean tox reports, so that only leaves you and
Trina Marquez.
Right, Trina Marquez.
Pause. So the reason why he interrupts them in the midst of their speech to him is that he's seeing the layout that they're trying to give to him, because he's going to have to go testify at a hearing. And he's saying, okay, so you want me to blame her for this, because they know it's him, but they want to try and push the blame off on the flight attendant. Read, play.
Okay, I see where we're going here. That's funny, though. You know, they only found 2 bottles.
Why's that?
I drank 3. One's missing.
You know, when I first met you, I couldn't believe what a drunk, arrogant scumbag you were.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
But I did the research, Captain Whitaker. I heard the expert analysis, and I gotta tell you, I'm in awe of what you did. The FAA and the NTSB took 10 pilots, placed them in simulators, recreated the events that led to this plane falling out of the sky. Do you know how many of them were able to safely land the planes? Not one. Every pilot crashed the aircraft, killed
Pause.
everybody on.
You see, he was so skilled, even drunk, he better than the 10 best pilots they could find to try and recreate this simulation. That's how good he was. Go ahead, play.
Board. You were the only one who could do it.
Great. Going home. Hey,
Captain Whitaker,
you
I'm
can't.
telling you right now, you
Listen,
walk
man.
away, you're going to prison. I'm trying to save your fucking life.
What fucking life? Huh? Don't kill yourself on my account, Hugh.
Captain Whitaker, this NTSB hearing is a federal agency hearing. Do you understand
Yes,
that?
I understand that.
Okay, well, we can't play around with these people. Now, we walk in there like this, with this, we're done. Everything we've done goes right out the window. I have no more moves, all right? It's all on you right now. Okay, Charlie, just get him to the church on time.
Get him to the church on time. Yeah, Charlie. Just keep him nice and sober so he can save your fucking union. Huh?
Listen,
and
Will.
that fuck's airline. Fuck you, Charlie.
We see that they wanted this man to lie. They were trying to convince Denzel Washington that he needed to lie in order to preserve the union, in order to preserve his career. They were trying to convince him to lie. Play the next clip.
I'm sorry, my what?
Your opinion, Captain. Since her toxicology report is the only toxicology report that is admissible in this hearing, and she in fact tested positive for alcohol, is it your opinion that Katerina Marquez drank those 2 bottles of vodka on the plane?
Now pause. What you have to understand and consider is that he has to weigh her breaking some rules about drinking versus the rest of his life. That's what he has to weigh out on here. Because if he lets her take the fall, she might get reprimanded, she might lose her job, whatever the case may be. But if he takes the blame for his own actions, what happens? He goes to prison for the rest of his life. Come on. Or for a very long time.
I'm sorry, Mr. Whitaker, I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I said, God help me.
Yes, well, however, is it your opinion?
It's my opinion. Trina did not drink that vodka.
Excuse me, Mr. Whitaker?
She saved the boy's life. That's...
Could you speak louder, Captain
Trina
Whitaker?
Marquez did not drink the vodka. Because I drank the vodka.
Pause.
Objection!
You see Don Cheadle's character. He mad. He didn't stick to the script. Play.
Please be seated, sir.
Whitaker misspoke.
Sir,
I drank the vodka bottles.
I object. Please be seated, sir. This is not a courtroom.
Well, I object anyway.
Pause. And you see how Esau get down. He trying his hardest to make sure that none of this comes out. I object. It's not a courtroom. I object anyway. Come on, bro. Come on, play.
Well, I object anyway. I drank the vodka bottles on the plane.
Captain Whitaker, on the 3 nights before the accident, October 11th...
October 11th, October 12th, and 13th, and 14th, I was intoxicated. I drank all of those days. I drank in excess.
On the morning of the accident.
I was drunk. I'm drunk now. I'm drunk right now, Miss Block. Because I'm an alcoholic.
Denzel had to, his character anyway, had to bring it out. He had to tell the truth. He did not follow the ungodly counsel of just lie, blame it on her, do whatever you want to do. You walk free as a bird. No, he decided to own up to his mistake. And he maintained his integrity in that thing. All right. So there's some examples of that in the scriptures. Get 2 Maccabees chapter 6, in verse 18. 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 18. Because it's easy to do the things that you want to do, especially when you know you're not going to get blamed for it. It's easy to give up your integrity, but what does it mean to your eternal soul? Come on.
The book of 2 Maccabees chapter 6 and verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh.
So most of us know this story, right? This is Eleazar. He was an older man. He was a scribe, okay? And he was forced, they were trying to force him to eat swine's flesh, which is unlawful, right? Come on.
But he, choosing rather to die gloriously,
he chose instead, this is the conclusion of the story, he chose rather to die gloriously, come on,
That's right.
than to live strained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment.
Come on.
As it behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision.
So the counsel to Eleazar was, hey, bro, we friends, man. I don't want to see that happen to you. Just go ahead and eat something else. Read.
Bruh.
Such as was lawful for him to use, and make it as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king.
So make it look like you ate the pork. You ain't got to eat it. You be eating chicken. It'll be lawful. You be good. Just eat it. You'll save your life. Just like they was trying to counsel with my man Denzel. Come on.
That in so doing, he might be delivered from death. And for the old friendship with them find favor.
So not only was Eleazar told to do this thing so that he could preserve his own life, but also so that he could maintain the friendship with these people that are giving him the counsel. Well, what kind of friendship is it if you trying to give me counsel to do evil? What kind of friendship is that? It's not a real friendship. Come on.
But he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age and the excellency of his ancient years.
So he had to think about it. He said, I don't think I'm going to do this. Come on.
And the honor of his gray head, whereunto he was come, and his most honest education from a child.
And he was educated from a child, instructed in the law. Come on.
Or rather, the holy law made and given by God.
Come on.
Therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straight ways to send him to the grave.
And he said, you know what? Hey, send me to my maker.
That's
all right.
right.
I'd rather be there with him than here with y'all wicked niggas. Come on.
For it becometh not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old and 10, were now gone to a strange religion.
So he said it's not good for them to have that thought of me as my last act to have gone into a strange religion, to do against God's commandments, what I've been keeping since my youth up. Should never do that. Get Job chapter 2 and verse 7. Job chapter 2 and verse 7. So he rejected the counsel, and as we know, he got put to death for that thing, but he maintained his godly integrity, same way as Denzel, even though Denzel messed up. But same thing. In the end, he maintained his integrity just like our brother Eleazar. Give me Job 2 and 7. More ungodly counsel that was rejected. Come on.
The book of Job, chapter 2 and verse 7. So went Satan forth from the presence of the Lord, and smote Job with sore boils from his sole of his foot unto his crown.
So the devil, Satan, smote Job with boils from the top of his head to his feet. Come on.
And he took him a potsherd to scrape himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes.
So he got his whole life is jacked up. His sons and daughters are killed. His livelihood is taken out, right? His business, everything is done. His house is done for. The only thing left is his nagging wife. That's the thing. That's the only thing he got left. And instead of comforting him during this time, what does his wife counsel him to do? Come on.
Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thine integrity?
Are you still gonna continue to be have this integrity? Come on.
Curse God and die.
Curse God and die. That was the counsel from his wife, to curse God and die. And the reason why I wanted to touch on this scripture too is because some of us get awful counsel from the people that we lay next to in the bed every night. Because they not in the spirit, because they angry, whatever the case may be, we get poor counsel from our spouses. And especially, usually coming from this side of the room. We love y'all, sisters, but especially when you try to give ungodly counsel such as this, we got to reject that. The men need to go, I need counsel from a man. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh.
Which means that Job had to have been instructing her. He said, you speak like a fool. I never taught you this. Come on.
Right.
What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? And all this did not Job sin with his lips.
Job did not sin. He refused to listen to the counsel of his wife. Get Acts chapter 4 and verse 13. Because as we're doing the work in this truth, we're going to get counsel to do certain things by our enemies as well. And just like how it was back then is the same way that it will be today. So it's righteous to reject counsel. Only ungodly counsel, though. Come on.
The book of Acts chapter 4 and verse 13. Now when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men,
come on,
they marveled, and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Jesus.
So when it says that they perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, meaning they were not taught in the same schools of the Pharisees and Sadducees. They were not taught to have the eloquent speech like we see with many of these orators in the Christian church nowadays, these T.D. Jakes, the Michael Todds, the Pams. You have those sorts of spirits in the back then and now. Come on.
And beholding the man which was healed standing with them, they could say nothing against it.
They could say nothing against it because a miracle had been committed. Come on.
But when they had commanded them to go aside out of the council, they conferred among themselves.
So now they having a council among themselves. Oh no, this thing was done in front of our faces. What should we do? Come on.
Saying, what shall we do to these men? For that indeed a notable miracle hath been done by them.
You see that? And even in the face of seeing and recognizing the miracle, they still trying to reject it. Come on.
Is manifest to all them that dwell in Jerusalem, and we cannot deny it.
And they can't deny it. Come on. So what are we going to do?
But that it spread no further among the people, let us straightly threaten them that they speak henceforth to no man in this name.
That's called damage control. Come on.
And they called them and commanded them not to speak at all, nor teach in the name of Jesus. But Peter and John answered and said unto them.
So they gave the counsel, you can't preach Christ no more. What did Peter say? Come on.
Whether it be right in the sight of God to hearken unto you, more than unto God judge ye.
Do you think it's more important that we listen to God or that we listen to you? Come on.
For we cannot but speak the things which we have seen and heard.
We only going to tell the truth. That's all we going to say is the truth. We not going to lie. We not going to pretend like Christ don't exist. We not going to pretend like he's not our savior, that we've been waiting on, the Messiah. Let's go ahead and we going to do what God say to do. Y'all can work out what y'all want to do amongst yourself about it. Okay? Give me Acts chapter 5 and verse 25. Another example.
The book of Acts chapter 5 and verse 25. Then came one and told them, saying, behold, the men whom ye put in prison are standing in the temple.
So it says the men who ye put in prison, which is John and Peter and the other apostles that we read about earlier. Come on.
Are standing in the temple and teaching the people. Then went the captain with the officers and brought them without violence, for they feared the people, lest they should have been stoned. And when they had brought them, they set them before the council. And the high priest asked them, saying, did not we straitly command you that ye should not teach in this name?
Didn't we already tell you, Jews, you Negroes, that you shouldn't be preaching in this name? But you doing it again. What's Peter's response? Come on.
And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine.
You have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine. Everybody knows about this guy because of y'all. Because y'all didn't listen. Read.
And intend to bring this man's blood upon us. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, We ought to obey God rather than men.
Say we ought to obey God rather than men. We ought to obey God rather than men. So the counsel of the Lord is what they listened to. They did not listen to those evil men that was trying to hinder the gospel. So those are some examples on that. So now you have the opposite end of that spectrum. You have bad counsel not being followed, but then you also have brothers and sisters in the body that have good counsel that they not following. Let's get an example of that. Let me get the video clip.
I led Isildur into the heart of Mount Doom, where the ring was forged, the one place it could be destroyed.
Pause. So, if y'all don't know nothing about Lord of the Rings, shame on you, first and foremost. But second off, this is at the beginning of the movie that's kind of setting the stage for what happened. All right. This ring was known as the Ring of Power, the one ring of power that controlled all the other rings of men, okay, and elves. This ring, after a long war, they finally got hold of it, and the only way to destroy it was to put it in the fires of Mount Doom where it was forged, okay? That would have ended everything. There would have had to be no more worries about evil coming back on the earth because they had already defeated him in war. All they had to do was put the last little ring in the lava, okay? But the ring corrupts those that hold it. It corrupts the wielder of the ring. So this guy is getting the righteous counsel to get rid of that ring so you can get rid of evil forever. What happens? Come on.
I led Isildur into the heart of Mount Doom, where the ring was forged, the one place it could be destroyed. Cast it into the fire! Destroy it! No.
Pause. And that be some of the time we'll be having it with y'all. Y'all, we give you a clear answer. Clear, you right at the precipice of making the right decision. Then we tell you exactly what to do. This man's right there. Do you know how long they had to travel to get there? They had to travel for hundreds of miles to get to where they got. So you get all the way right to the entrance, right? You inside, you in the pit, you in the midst. All you got to do is accidentally drop it, and it's over with. The man looks at him, looks at the ring. Nah, I ain't gonna do it. That's how some of y'all, that's how it is counseling with some of y'all. We be giving y'all a solution. It's easy. You ready to apply. You got the ability to do it right then and there. You look at us and go, nah, I can't do that, big dog. I'm sorry. No. That's frustrating. That's how it becomes a grief unto us to have to counsel certain things, certain matters. Come on, play that.
Isildur! Should have ended that day.
Pause. And if I was that brother, I would have tossed him into the fire with it. Okay? That would have solved the whole thing. But, that's too easy. Okay? That's too easy. Okay? So let's get some examples in the scriptures about good counsel not being followed. Get some understanding on it. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 22. Don't be that example. Don't be that brother, that sister that's getting a clear answer, clear solution, and just don't want to do it. Come on.
The book of Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge.
So this is a rebuke against those that reject counsel. Watch this. Come on.
Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you.
So God is making his spirit known, manifest in this earth, his wisdom, his knowledge, his instruction, his words known. Read.
Because I have called and ye refuse.
So he's asking us in these last days to adhere to counsel, but some of us just won't listen. Come on.
I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded.
Nobody regarded wise counsel. Come on.
But ye have set at naught all my counsel.
You see what it's saying again? It says, ye have set at naught all my counsel. Come on.
And would none of my reproof.
Don't apply none of the correction that's given to you. Come on.
I also will laugh at your calamity.
So what is God going to do as a result?
I will laugh.
He is going to laugh. He is going to laugh. Why? Because at that point in time, what else is he supposed to do? You got told exactly what to do. So now if you don't apply the counsel and the wisdom, all right, sayonara, goodbye. There's nothing else for me left to do but laugh. Because I told you. Come on.
I also will laugh at your calamity.
Uh-huh.
I will mock when your fear cometh.
So not only are you he gonna laugh, he gonna point and laugh and then start talking trash. And you know, look, black people are the best at talking trash on the face of the earth. Ain't nobody better at clowning as good as us. Am I right? Okay, where did we get that from? The Lord. So you don't think that the Lord got jokes? What? He finna clown you, and then while you getting jacked up. That's why we need to get it right here and now so we don't get that. I don't want to get laughed at and mocked by God. Like one of my favorite instances of us mocking in the scriptures is when Elijah, and you can read this all over the place, right? You can read it in Kings, you can read it in Baruch, you can read it in Sirach. The Lord is be talking trash about these other gods. Y'all ever notice that in the scriptures? He be talking cash money about these other gods. And I love it. Because I'm like, hey, I got a God that got a sense of humor and he know how to clown. What? So you got to think, if he able to say that about them, what you think he going to say about you when he mocking you? Because Elijah was doing that when he was mocking the prophets of Baal. Oh, hey, what happened with your guy? He sleep? He on a journey? He got to go to the bathroom? What happened to him? Where he at? What's going on? That's how God, you thought you knew what to do, huh? Oh, so now you jacked up. Your leg broke. All right, you missing a hand, you missing some fingers. You can't dial your number no more. you know, stuff like that. God is going to try clown you. That's what it's saying. Read it again.
I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
I will mock when your fear cometh. Come on.
When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
Come on.
When distress and anguish cometh upon you.
Come on.
Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
Not only is he going to laugh and mock, you're going to be crying out, Lord, help, ah! And he's going to be like, did somebody hear something? Come on.
They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
Because it's too late. You already got the counsel rejected. Come on.
For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord.
So because we hate knowledge and instruction, God is going to show that same thing in the time of your calamity because we refuse instruction. So don't refuse good, godly instruction. Give me Psalms chapter 81, verse 11.
The book of Psalms chapter 81 and verse 11.
Come on.
But my people would not hearken to my voice.
So this is another example. This is David talking, or excuse me, this is Asaph talking, saying that the children of Israel didn't hearken to the voice of the Lord. Come on.
And Israel would none of me.
Come on.
So I gave them up unto their own heart's lust, and they walked in their own counsel.
So at the point in time you choose to reject counsel, God's going to let you go off of your own thing and say, bye-bye, good luck. See you later. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. We've always had this problem in Israel. Always. We've had difficulty receiving counsel from the Lord. Come on.
The book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1.
Come on.
Woe to the rebellious children.
Woe, destruction unto the rebellious children. Come on.
Saith the Lord. That take counsel, but not of me.
So we want to take counsel, but we get it from the wrong places. We get it from our stupid drunk friends, like Rehoboam, right? He took the wrong counsel. We get it from the sister and brother that just walked into the door. We get it from the guru on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. We Snapchat. We take counsel from ChatGPT before we take counsel up in here. It's insane. Come on.
That take counsel, but not of me. And that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
And not of the spirit of the Lord, because this God's spirit is not in those who are not keeping God's commandments. Now, there are certain people that you might need to take counsel from at times. Like, for instance, if you go to a mechanic about how to fix your car. I'm not going to be able to tell you what's wrong with your car. I'm not no mechanic. So if you come to this table and say, hey, officer, I got this wrong. It sounds like a cat is in my engine. I don't know what to do. I'm going to tell you, go find a mechanic. Get counsel about that. And sometimes people go to multiple different mechanic shops. Why? Because some of these mechanics ain't built like these others. Some of them will tell you one thing wrong with the car. You go to another mechanic, he's going to tell you something totally different. One is something that they could fix for next to nothing. Another one trying to break the bank when he see you coming. You got stupid written on your forehead. What? Or fool. That's what they'll try to do. But if you take proper counsel, get the right counsel and instruction, that AKA from the Lord, you're going to be all right. Come on. And
that they may add sin to sin.
That they may add sin to sin. That's a lot of times what happens when we take counsel not of God. We trying to scratch our own itch. We want to get the outcome that we're seeking after. So even sometimes during the counsels, we might withhold information. Now we getting counsel based on something that we're not given the full picture on, just so we can have our own way. Or that's why we go to the friend. Right? One of the things that just bothered me in the world all the time is when I saw women in relationships counseling about their relationships with their single friends. They couldn't keep a man to save their life, but you want to talk to your friend about what's going on in your relationship? Huh? What kind of sense does that make? When your friend not around, you talking about her and her bad relationships, but then you want to turn around, so what should I do? What? What kind of sense does that make? That's what God is saying here. It says you're going to be destroyed because you want to take counsel from everywhere else, but not from the Most High God.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 8. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 8. Come on.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon chapter 3 and verse 8. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever.
Come on. This is talking about our nation. Come on.
They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth.
It says they that put their trust in him. Because one of the things you got to recognize is that a lot of people have to really kind of consider when they're getting counsel, when they're refusing counsel, that you're refusing it from the men that are over you that God put in place. So if you have faith in God and you believe he exists, you should believe that the men he set up are the proper men to be able to give you the proper advice to do the right thing. You should have that faith. But if you don't have that faith, that's why you want to do your own thing. Come on.
And such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect.
And he hath care for his elect. That's why he's going to put the proper people in place to give you the right counsel. Come on.
But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations.
But the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations. Read.
Which have neglected the righteous.
Which have neglected the righteous. And that goes into more things than just counsel. But when we're talking about in the context of counsel, you neglecting righteous counsel. All of our brothers and sisters out there in the world that are not listening to this truth, refuse to obey by God's law, statutes, and commandments, that applies to them as well. Because our counsel to them when we go out in the streets is sisters, put on a dress. Brothers, stop smoking the weed. Stop whoring out your sister. Marry the sister. Get a job. Stop selling dope. We give that counsel out in the street because why? It comes from the Most High. Yeah. But they neglect the righteous. The same thing that some of us in here do when we reject the counsel that's given. The good godly counsel. Is that on that?
Which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord.
And forsaken the Lord, because he was the one that put them in place. That's the same thing like when Samuel was vexed and he was going to the Lord about them rejecting the king. He said, don't be upset. They haven't rejected you. They have rejected me. Jump to Sirach chapter 26 and verse 28. We're going to touch on that. Neglected the righteous a little bit more. Okay.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 28.
Uh-huh.
There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry.
So it says, God is grieved by the first two and angry at the third. Come on.
A man of war that suffereth poverty.
A man of war that suffereth poverty, read.
And men of understanding that are not set by.
So neglecting the righteous goes into those men of understanding that are not set by. You see they wise. You love it when they bringing out the scriptures. You clapping, you laughing, you rewatching the classes. We good enough for that. You watching all they can't videos, but as soon as they tell you something that you might not want to hear when it comes to some counsel, guess what you want to do? Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I'm not going to do that. Well, what happened to Shalom, Most High in Christ bless, mighty officer, mighty captain, mighty deacon, mighty bishop? Double honors to the elders that labor in this truth. What happened to that? When it's something that you don't want to hear, all of a sudden, I don't have to listen to them. There's no such thing as leadership in the Bible. I've heard these things before. Come on.
And one that returneth from righteousness to sin.
And that is what angers the Lord. Read.
The Lord prepareth such an one for the sword.
Because the only thing you got looking forward to after that is that judgment from God for rejecting the counsel. Right. Go back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. We're going to read verse 11 now.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 11.
Uh-huh.
For whoso despiseth wisdom.
Whoever despises wisdom and counsel, come on.
And nurture, he is miserable.
Why? Because your life is in shambles because you continue to disregard the understanding that the prophets are giving you. So when we do these things, we need to recognize, are they trying to hurt me or are they trying to help me? Because one of the things that we have to get an understanding on is that whatever we give you advice on, when we're giving sincere, godly advice, those of us that do that thing, we, again, like I mentioned earlier, we have to give account. But not only that, what happens in your life does not affect me. So what do I gain from you jacking your life up? So if we're telling you, look, this is the way, walk ye in it. This is how you should go. This is what you should consider when you're making these decisions. This is the path that you should at least consider in your decision making, and you go, nah, you acting like we're going to suffer for it. It's not us that's going to suffer when you reject the counsel. It's going to be you. And then when you look at us and go, you're right, I didn't listen, we're going to be like, well, sorry. Come on.
For whoso despises wisdom and nurture, he is miserable.
And read.
And their hope is vain.
And their hope is vain because they're not stepping outside of themselves to get the understanding. Come on.
Their labors unfruitful.
Their labors are unfruitful because they working. There might be a lot of motion going on, but it ain't in the right direction. Come on.
And their works unprofitable.
And their works unprofitable. Give me Hebrews chapter 3 and verse 13.
Come on.
All right, because this deals with our Moses. This deals with Moses and how he felt trying to deal with the issues of a nation that continued to reject God. From day one in the wilderness, we was bucking up against Moses and the prophets and God. Come on.
The book of Hebrews chapter 3 and verse 13.
Come on.
But exhort one another daily while it is called today.
So it says exhort one another daily while it is called today. That's part of what we do in counsel. Because some of y'all come to us really, really burdened, either physically, financially, mentally, spiritually. So our job is to help build you up. Read.
Lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin.
And some of us are hardened through the deceitfulness of sin because we don't go to counsel about that thing. Every single person that you see get put out of the body, for whatever. It could be fornication. It could be anything. Stealing, lying, whatever. How many of them went and got counsel before they did what they did? The answer is equal to 0. Okay? None of anybody that I've seen get put out go, well, before I decided to go sleep with such and such, I got counsel from my officer. Nobody says that. Why? Because they were not interested in getting counsel to redirect them along the right path. Because a lot of times the things that even though we know it's wrong, We know it, we don't want to get rebuked or chastised or whatever the case may be about it. So that's why we don't get advice. What's the point? I'd rather get rebuked for some stuff that I already knew I wasn't supposed to be doing and not do it than avoid the correction and then now I'm jacked up. Now I'm out to buy it. Now the Lord is judging me for the thing that I shouldn't have done. Right? Come on.
For we are made partakers of Christ if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end.
To the end. Read.
While it is said, today, if ye will hear his voice.
Today, while ye will hear his voice, listen to his counsel. Come on.
Harden not your hearts as in the provocation.
When you harden your heart, all you can wait for is judgment. We read that earlier. Come on.
For some, when they had heard, did provoke.
So some of us will listen and we'll go, and get and provoke. Provoke what? Provoke God's wrath. Read.
Howbeit, not all that came out of Egypt by Moses.
But not everybody that came out by Egypt. Read.
But with whom?
Wait. Read that. Read the first word of verse 17. What?
But with whom was he grieved 40 years?
It says Moses was grieved for 40 years in the wilderness. Grieved behind that thing. Why? Because Israel is hard-headed. We baby's kids. We don't die. We multiply. You understand? We multiply in wickedness. A lot of us. That's why 2/3 of our people gonna die over here. We are hard-headed. We've been hard-headed back then. The same is today. This is one of my favorite scriptures when it deals with that because it shows that, you know, and not that we want to have some headaches with y'all, but we understand when we gotta lean back in our chair and go, oh, Jesus. Moses had to experience that same thing. We're gonna get that in a little bit later on in the class. Come on.
Was it not with them that had sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness?
Wasn't it with them that sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness? Come on.
And to whom sware he that they should not enter into his rest? But to them that believed not.
He spoke to a people that did not believe. That's why that first generation had to die. They all rejected the counsel of the Lord, except for who? Brothers, pop quiz. Y'all thought I was just going to be teaching this whole time. Who is it? Who were the two that came out of Egypt that was in the part of the first generation? Give me Marquell in the back. Give me Marquell in the back. Come on, Brother Marquell. I'm counting on you. No pressure.
Shalom, leadership, Most High Christ.
Shalom.
Moses and Aaron?
Moses and Aaron? Nope. Neither one of them got to see the promised land. Neither one of them got to see the promised land. Pass the mic to Elijah. Elijah's spiritual hand is up. I see it. It's raised high. Come on, bro. Stand up. Come on.
I don't know right now.
You don't know? All right. Hey, Ehud, go ahead. Go ahead and get it. Go ahead and get it, Ehud.
Shalom, sir. Most High Christ bless. Joshua and Caleb.
Joshua and Caleb. Joshua and Caleb. Y'all give Ehud a round of applause. We appreciate you, Ehud. All praises to the Most High. So we want to emulate the actions of Joshua and Caleb. They followed after Moses. They did what they were supposed to do. They didn't reject the counsel. They didn't murmur. They didn't do none of that. Okay? Now let's get some examples in the scriptures. First Maccabees chapter 5. We're going to read verse 18. First Maccabees chapter 5 and verse 18. Read that.
The book of First Maccabees chapter 5 and verse 18.
Come on.
So he left Joseph the son of Zacharias and Azarias.
The he right here is talking about Judas Maccabeus, okay? He left Joseph. Read.
He left Joseph the son of Zacharias and Azarias, captains of the people, with the remnant of the host in Judea to keep it.
To keep what? The city and the people. He's saying, stay with them while we go out to war. That was the counsel. Come on.
Unto whom he gave commandment, saying, take ye the charge of this people, and see that ye make not war against the heathen until the time that we come again.
So Judas Maccabeus told these two brothers, Joseph and Azarias, he said, hey, look, you stay with the people, stay with the city, stay with the stuff, and don't make war with the heathen until we return. Okay? Now, let's see if they listen. Because remember, this section is talking about good counsel that was not followed. So we already know what time it is. Jump to verse 55.
Verse 55.
Uh-huh.
Now what time as Judas and Jonathan were in the land of Gilad, and Simon his brother in Galilee before Ptolemais. Joseph, the son of Zacharias.
So here we go again. Joseph and
Azarias, captains of the garrisons, heard of the valiant acts and warlike deeds which they had done.
So these two men heard of the fame that the brothers was getting. They're like, oh man, I want to go out and do that. They getting the name. Look at that. Come on.
Wherefore they said, let us also get us a name.
We can do that too. They forgot all about the counsel that they received earlier. They said, you know what? Nah, I think I can do that. Just what they did. I can get a name just like that. Come on.
And go fight against the heathen that are round about us.
Let's go fight. Come on. So I got hands. Come on.
So when they had given charge unto the garrison that was with them, they went toward Jamnia. Then came Gorgias and his men out of the city to fight against them.
So Gorgias came against these two Jews and their garrison. Come on.
And so it was that Joseph and Azarias were put to flight and pursued unto the borders of Judea.
So they got whooped in war, in battle. They got towed up. Why? Because they didn't listen to the counsel. The godly counsel was not followed. Come on.
And there were slain that day of the people of Israel about 2,000 men.
And there were slain of Israel 2,000 men. You see that? What happens when you don't follow counsel? There are more people than just yourself that can and will be affected a lot of the times. So when you don't follow counsel, these two men were responsible for 2,000 people's death. That's on their heads because they didn't listen to simple instructions. All they had to do was stay put. Is that hard? Absolutely not. But because they couldn't listen, because they had to have so much, they had to have the reputation that the other brothers was getting. Nah, I need to go out and do that too. Now 2,000 people are dead at the cost of their ignorance. Come on.
Thus was there a great overthrow among the children of Israel, because they were not obedient unto Judas and his brethren, but thought to do some valiant act.
But thought in their mind that they was the big man on campus. Come on.
Moreover, these men came not of the seed of those by whose hand deliverance was given unto Israel.
And that is just the thing of it. God did not ordain those particular men to give deliverance unto Israel. That's why in the spirit, Judas said, nah, y'all stay here. Stay at home. Deal with the matters and affairs at the house. Don't come out to war. We got this. Y'all stay put. Because Judas didn't say that, but in the spirit, that's exactly what happened. And it showed because they rejected the counsel. Get 1 Kings chapter 22. We're going to start at verse 2.
Come on.
1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 2.
The book of 1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 2. And it came to pass in the 3rd year that Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, came down to the king of Israel.
All right. So Jehoshaphat is coming to the king of Israel. Come on. Who was Ahab at the time. Come on.
And the king of Israel said unto his servants, know ye that Ramoth in Gilead is ours, and we be still and take it not out of the hand of the king of Syria. And he said unto Jehoshaphat, wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead? And Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, I am as thou art, my people as thy people, my horses as thy horses.
So the king of Israel, Ahab at the time, he was requesting for Jehoshaphat to come to war against the Assyrians. Why? Because the Assyrians were whooping their butts. At this point in time, they had already done the 3 waves and taken most of Israel out of the land. Come on.
And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today.
So Jehoshaphat, in his wisdom, said, let's at least get some counsel. Come on.
Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said unto them, shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear?
So the counsel was, should we go up to battle against Ramoth Gilead, or should we stay put? Come on.
And they said, go up, for the Lord shall deliver it unto the hand of the king.
Now, this is 400 brothers they talking about right now. Imagine You got 400 people tell you, go ahead and do it. That sound good. All right. It's going to be hard to reject that, right? Go ahead. Keep reading. Let's see what happens. Come on.
And Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides, that we might inquire of him?
So Jehoshaphat not really convinced. He's like, 400, all right. But I want one other brother. Come on.
And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah.
So it says there is one man, Micaiah, the son of Imlah. Come on.
By whom we may inquire of the Lord. But I hate him.
So he said, I know a good counseling brother, Micaiah, but I can't stand that Jew. I can't stand that man. Come on.
For he doth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil.
Well, that's what we talked about earlier. Some people just want to hear whatever scratches they itch. They want to hear sweet little words in their ear. That's why a lot of people is in the Christian church right now. Because the counseling that they're getting is whatever makes them feel good. That's what Ahab wanted. Come on.
And Jehoshaphat said, let not the king say so.
Let not the king say so. Let's see what the brother counsel is. Come on.
And the king
sorry, jump to verse 12. We're going to jump to verse 12 for time's sake.
Verse 12.
Come on.
And all the prophets prophesied so, saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the king's hand.
So they said, hey, this is reiterated. Hey, all the prophets said, go. Go ahead and do that thing. Come on.
And the messenger that was gone to call Micaiah spake unto him, saying, behold, now the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them that speak that which is good.
So the messenger is like, look, all these brothers already said do the thing. Don't say nothing different. Because he already know Micaiah's spirit. He like, I know he going to say something contrary to what these brothers going to say. Don't do that. That's the same thing like what we seen in Flight with Denzel. Don't go ahead and blame her. You'll get off scot-free. She'll get a slap on the wrist. It'll be all good. Everything going to be all right. Come on.
What?
And Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, what the Lord saith unto me, that will I speak.
He said, just like what Peter and the other apostles stated, we're going to say what God commands us to say, not what you want me to say, not what these other 400 Jews are saying. Right. Come on.
So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear?
So he's saying, the king of Israel, Ahab, he's like, I ain't want to ask you this, but we going to go to battle or not? Come on.
And he answered him, go.
So this is Micaiah answering now. Come on.
Go and prosper.
He said, go and prosper. Read.
For the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king.
So he's being sarcastic when he's saying this, because he was already asked by the messenger to just say whatever they was already saying. So he's using sarcasm here. He's like, yeah, do it. Do that thing. Come on.
And the king said unto him, how many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord?
So Ahab already knew that he was messing with him, because he knew that he didn't like what he had to say. So he's like, hey, we go through this all the time, man. You be messing with me, being sarcastic, talking tongue in cheek about what we need to do. Just tell me what it is, man. I'm going to hate it, but tell me what it is. Tell me what's real. Tell me what God said. Come on.
And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace.
Why does it say these have no master? Because when you read the history, eventually King Ahab gets killed. Come on.
And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil?
So he turned to Jehoshaphat and said, see, I told you. All these 400 brothers wanted us to go to war. They said we was going to prosper. And now you telling me that Micaiah gave me a vision. Now we can't go. We going to listen to these 400. We going to listen to this one brother. Let's see what happens. Jump to verse 28. Come on.
Verse 28. And Micaiah said, if thou return at all in peace, the Lord hath not spoken by me. And he said, hearken, O people, every one of you.
So Micaiah gave him one last warning and said, hey, look, if you don't listen, go ahead, prosper. But if it come to pass that what I said ain't true, God didn't send me. Now you have your answer. Come on.
So the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat the king of Judah went up to Ramoth Gilead. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, I will disguise myself and enter into the battle.
So, and this goes into, sometimes we think we smarter than God. So when we get the counsel, we think we know it's good, but we reject it. Then we're gonna go, I'm gonna not listen, but I'm gonna do this a different way. I'm not gonna do it the way that I would normally do. Instead of going and sleeping with the hoe at my house or at her house, I'm not gonna do it in the car. I'm gonna rent a cheap hotel. Bruh. Right? Then all of a sudden somebody busts in your door. Boom! It's a boyfriend. He got a tracker on the car. Okay? That's how it happens. Come on. You can never outsmart God. I'm telling you. Stop that. Come on.
But put thou on thy robes. And the king of Israel disguised himself and went into the battle.
So he put on the robes and he snuck into the battle. Let's jump to verse 34. Let's see what happened. What was the end of that decision? Come on.
Verse 34. And a certain man drew a bow at a venture and smote the king of Israel between the joints of the harness.
So it says drew the bow at a venture. That read the note that it says right there next to it. It says what? Is number 1?
1. In Hebrew, in his simplicity.
So he wasn't even trying to aim for the king. He wasn't like, nah, that's the king. I got him. He was just like, boop. And there go the king getting smacked up by that arrow that the Lord sent. Come on.
Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariot, turn thine hand and carry me out of the host, for I am wounded.
That little arrow got me. Come on.
And the battle increased that day. And the king was stayed up in his chariot against the Syrians and died at even.
And he died. Why? Because he rejected the counsel of the Lord. That goes back to what we read earlier where he said, I see the sheep scattered with no shepherd. Ahab was the shepherd. And he got put to death because he did not listen to counsel. Now, it's not always going to be that deep, right? But sometimes these are matters of life and death. And you might not recognize it, but the Lord is in control of all of this stuff. Is that it on that?
And died at even, and the blood ran out of the wound into the midst of the chariot.
So let's get to the next section, okay? So now we're about this. We went through bad counsel that was not followed and good counsel that was not followed. So now we're going to see what happens when bad counsel is followed. Give me Psalms chapter 1 and verse 1. We're going to read the whole psalm.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
So God said it's a blessing to you when you don't walk in the counsel of the ungodly. Come on.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord. Come on.
And in his law doth he meditate day and night.
And that is the thing behind counsel. We got to meditate in the laws of God. Come on.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of the water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season.
We read that earlier in Sirach. Come on.
His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Why? Because he's attaining to godly wisdom and instruction. Come on.
The ungodly are not so.
But the ungodly are not so. Those that reject good counsel or those that follow bad counsel. Come on.
But are like the chaff which the wind driveth away.
Read.
Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous.
Come on.
For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish.
The way of the ungodly shall perish. Let's get Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 5. Come on.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 5.
Come on.
The thoughts of the righteous are right.
The thoughts of the righteous are right. So when you get counsel from a righteous man, remember, we read earlier in Wisdom of Solomon 3 about the righteous being neglected. And in Sirach 26 and 8 about not, how'd it go? Damn, I'm gonna mess it up. About, how to say? A man of understanding that is not set by. So read that again.
The thoughts of the righteous are right.
So because we understand that the thoughts of the righteous are right, we should attain to those right counsels. But
the counsels of the wicked are deceit.
But the counsels of the wicked are deceitful. So you might think that they're doing something good. They might present themselves to you as all knowing, all wise. But that also goes into our own understanding. Because, like, for instance, I had to make a phone call yesterday. It was something I knew I shouldn't have done. Or, well, I didn't do it. It was something I knew deep down in the back of my spirit. I knew I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to get counsel first. Because maybe there's a loophole I'm not sure of. All right? That is what the Bible's talking about when it says the heart is deceitful above all things. That's why we need counsel. And that's why we need to apply it in a lot on everyday lives. So I'm asking the man over me, I'm like, hey, you know, I'm thinking about doing this. I want to do this. I need this. And he's like, he didn't even have to go to the scripture. He's like, bro, you know what the Bible say. I ain't get rebuked. I ain't do nothing. He said, hey, you know what the scriptures say about that already. And he just kind of walked me through it. And I was like, hey, you know, you're right. I knew that. You right. I just wanted to see if I could maybe, you know, for any other reason, do what I thought I could do. Right? And then the Lord ended up working that thing out anyway. That's the beauty in counsel. Is even though you know the thing to do, sometimes you need somebody else to tell you not to do that thing. Instead of going, looking at yourself in the mirror and going, self, should I do that? Yep. You go, hey, I got counsel. I got counsel from me. Okay? Bruh. Come on. Read that again. Come on.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 5. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit.
So remember, that counsel of the wicked could be from your own self sometimes. Get 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3. 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 3. Come on.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
So this is talking about in the last days. Read.
But after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears.
That is the itching ears that I was referring to earlier. That scratching that itch. You listening to certain people because you already know they're going to give you what you want to hear. Again, the Christian church is filled with that. In here, it is not so. People get offended about the counsel they receive all the time. Brother want to get, we trying to counsel a brother about how he should move in order to get a wife. He looking at one particular sister. We tell him, bruh, if you want that sister, first of all, you need to get in line. Okay? Second of all, you got to be doing way better than you doing to get what you want. Guess what? We haven't seen the brother since. Because we didn't scratch that itch for him. He thought he had a special sister on reserve. Now you looking like, well, shoot, you telling me I might not be able to get her. I don't want to hear that. So I'm going to go someplace where I can go find somebody that I want. Come on. Read that again.
The book of 2
Beheap to them after their own lust, sorry.
Come on. But after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears.
Having itching ears, because all you want to hear is what you like. All you want to hear is what you like. So let's talk about some examples, all right? Everybody knows the classic example of Rehoboam listening to his dumb friends. Okay, we're not going to go over that. That's, hey, we've been over that plenty of times. We hearing that. We know about the split of the nation of Israel. Let's get 2 Samuel chapter 13. 2 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 1.
The book of 2 Samuel chapter 13 and verse 1.
Hey, we might have to speed it up, so I need you to read a little bit quicker. Come on.
And it came to pass after this that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister.
So Absalom's sister was Tamar. Come on.
Whose name was Tamar. And Amnon, the son of David, loved her.
So Amnon was also a son of David through a different woman, loved Tamar. Come on.
And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister
So
Tamar.
He was so inflamed with his lust towards his sister that what? Come on.
That he fell sick for his sister Tamar. For she was a virgin, and Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
Come on.
But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shimeah, David's brother. And Jonadab was a very subtle man.
So subtleties will get you jacked up, especially when they're wicked subtleties. Okay? There's a phrase it's called the devil's in the details, because some people know how to use detailed information to get what they want or to do certain things. So he said this guy was a subtle man. Come on.
And he said unto him, why art thou, being the king's son, lean from day to day? Wilt thou not tell me?
So he said, you look like you've been losing weight, like you stressed or something. What's going on? Come on.
And Amnon said unto him, I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister.
So I love my half sister. Come on.
And Jonadab said unto him, lay thee down on thy bed. And
so now he's going to give him counsel about what to do about him being in love with his half sister. Come on.
Lay thee down on thy bed and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it and eat it at her hand.
Come on. So this is the plan. This is the counsel. Come on.
So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was come to see him, Amnon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar my sister come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hand. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, go now to thy brother Amnon's house and dress him meat.
So go to his house and give him his meat. Come on.
So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was laid down. And she took flour and kneaded it, and made cakes in his sight, and did bake the cakes.
So she, being none the wiser, is doing what's being asked. Come on.
And she took a pan and poured them out before him, but he refused to eat. And Amnon said, have out all men from me. And they went out every man from him.
So he sent everybody out the room. Come on.
And Amnon said unto Tamar, bring the meat unto the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand.
So bring it unto me at your hand. Come on.
And Tamar took the cakes which she had made, and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her brother.
Come on.
And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her, and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister.
So he did all of this elaborate ruse, right? Just to be able to sleep with his own sister. Wicked as hell. Come on.
And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly. And I, whither shall I cause my shame to go? And as for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Now therefore I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold me from thee.
So she's saying, if you want to do this, do it right. She's trying to get him to, she's trying to convince him to not do the evil that he's about to do. Come on.
Howbeit he would not hearken unto her voice, but being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly.
So after he lay with her, it said that he hated her. So he got that wicked counsel to do that wicked act against his sister, and he gonna try and throw away like yesterday's news. Come on.
So that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her.
So you got to think about how deep that is. He hated her so much after that, that as much as he was inflamed to love her before, it far exceeded that. Come on.
And Amnon said unto her, arise, be gone.
And be gone. Get out of here. Get out of my face. That's what you do with a $2 hoe. That's what you do with them. But he did that to his own sister after tricking her so that he could rape her. Get Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Get the classic example of bad counsel being followed. Come on.
The book of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle.
Wait. You see that word popping up again? Jonadab was subtle, and Satan is subtle. Come on.
Than any beast of the field.
Come on.
Which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, yea, hath God said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
So, hey, God said it's all right for you not to eat of every tree of the garden, sister? Come on.
And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
That's the lie. That's the subtlety that he came with. Come on.
And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day that ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods.
Come on.
Knowing good and evil.
Come on.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
So not only did the serpent, Satan, trick Eve through his ungodly counsel, and they followed it, she gave that counsel, that same counsel, to her husband, and he followed it too. So both of them followed after Satan in that counsel. sometimes, again, that goes back to scratching that itch. When it says, and the woman saw that the tree was good for food and that it was pleasant to the eyes and a tree to desire to make one wise, she was like, oh, I like that. That's nice and shiny. I need that. So come on, husband. Come on over here, Adam. Look at what we found. Look at what I was shown. Let's deal with this like we were not supposed to in the first place. Read verse 7. Come on.
Verse 7. And the eyes of them both were open.
Immediately they understood what they had done. Come on.
And they knew that they were naked.
They were naked unto their sin. Come on.
And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons.
Let's go to my next section. All right. So we had bad counsel being followed. Now we're going to deal with good counsel being followed. All right. Let's get that in Exodus chapter 18. We're going to read verse 17. Exodus chapter 18 and verse 17. Read that.
The book of Exodus chapter 18 and verse 17. And Moses, his father-in-law, said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good.
Come on.
Thou wilt surely wear away, but thou and this people is too heavy for thee.
So at this point in time, Moses was judging all the people by himself. He was judging everybody all alone. Come on.
For this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone.
So I want to pause here. I want to pull up the video because this always gives me, I always recall back to this scene in this particular show. Can I get that right there?
Queen Daenerys, tales of your beauty were not exaggerated.
I thank you.
Mine is one of the oldest and proudest families in Meereen.
Then it is my honor to receive you.
All right, pause. So if you know anything about Game of Thrones, another amazing show, if y'all have not watched it, you're out the spirit, okay? But Game of Thrones here, she just took over a city named Meereen, okay? She was a foreign queen that came over and took it over because she was trying to free the slaves there, all right? This guy is advocating on behalf of his dead father now. But what you don't see, and it would have been too long to play all the clips, but she's seeing council after council after council. Everybody with their matters, she's dealing with them individually. This is her first time reigning as a monarch, okay? So, Plate, this is the one of the last councils that it shows here. Come on.
Father, one of Meereen's most respected and beloved citizens, oversaw the restoration and maintenance of its greatest landmarks, this pyramid included.
For that, he has my gratitude. I should be honored to meet him.
You have, your grace. You crucified him. I pray you'll never live to see a member of your family treated so cruelly.
Your father crucified innocent children.
My father spoke out against crucifying those children.
Pause. So one of the things this highlights is not the class, but it highlights the difficulty in making decisions as a leader sometimes, okay? She put the man to death, but because he was part of a faction that she was trying to get rid of, the masters in the city, but he was against a lot of the things that the master was doing according to her son. He might have been true, might have been false, but that's the difficulty in leadership sometimes. Come on.
Tried it as a criminal act, but was overruled. Is it justice to answer one crime with another?
I am sorry you no longer have a father, but my treatment of the masters was no crime. You'd be wise to remember that.
Pause. So what she did to these masters, all right, they were the ruling class in this city. She put them all, she crucified all of them. All of them she crucified. And she walked one by one and looked at the bodies as she came into the city. Come on.
What's done is done. You are the queen, and I am a servant of Meereen, a servant who does not wish to see its traditions eradicated.
And what traditions do you speak of?
The tradition of funeral rite, proper burial in the Temple of the Graces. My father and 162 noble Meereenese are still nailed to those posts, carrion for vultures, rotting in the sun.
Pause. So what he's here to do is ask for an audience to get a proper burial for his father and for everybody else according to the customs of these people. Come on.
Your Grace, I ask that you order these men taken down so that they might receive proper burials.
And what of the slave children these noble Meronese crucified? They were rotting in the sun as well. Would you beg me for their right to a proper burial?
Your Grace, I cannot defend the actions of the masters. I can only speak to you as a son who loved his father. Let me take his body down. Let me have him brought to the temple and buried with dignity so that he might find peace in the next world.
Bury your father.
So she makes the decision. Now watch this. Remember, this is after a long line. You can keep playing. This is after a long line of councils all day long. This is the heaviest one for her. Okay? Now watch this part.
How many more?
There are 212 supplicants waiting, Your Grace.
Pause.
200.
She said, how many more? She said, there are 212 supplicants waiting for your... Right? In a little proper accent. So, she can't believe it. Look at her face. She's like, there's how many? Read. Play.
112.
And this is her personal bodyguard. He said, that's what you wanted. She said, send the next one in. So that is what we read here. This was what Moses was doing. Every single person that had an issue, bring them on in. And then somebody had turned them into a, how many you got left? 212. He said, oh, I got to get some help. That's why he went to Jethro for counsel. Read verse 19 in Exodus. We got to speed things up. Come on.
Verse 19. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk.
Come on.
And the work that they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men.
So this is the point in having counselors. Those counselors have to be able men. Come on.
Such as fear God, men of truth.
Men of truth.
Hating covetousness.
Right?
And place such over them to be rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s and rulers of 10s.
All right, come on.
And let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter that they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge.
So the small things they're going to handle, you handle the big stuff, Moses. Come on.
So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee.
That's what Daenerys had to do. She didn't. I don't know if she ever does. It doesn't say it in the show, but that was the burden that we see that Moses had to deal with as well. Come on.
If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure. And all this people shall also go to their place in peace.
Because imagine dealing with 212 hard-headed Negroes all at one time. Hard to do. That's why it says Moses was grieved in the wilderness. Come on.
So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said.
He listened diligently to the understanding. Give me 2 Kings chapter 18 and verse 26. Remember, we're dealing with good counsel being followed. 2 Kings chapter 18 and 26.
The book of 2 Kings chapter 18 and verse 26. Then said Eliakim the son of Hilkiah and Shebna and Joah unto Rabshakeh.
Yep, Rabshakeh, come on.
Speak, I pray thee, to thy servants in the Syrian language, for we understand it, and talk not with us in the Jews' language.
So this guy Rabshakeh is going to he's talking trash to the nation of Israel at this point in time. He's saying, I'm going to tear this city up, burn it down. Come on.
And talk not with us in the Jews' language in the ears of the people that are on the wall.
So our forefathers are asking him, hey, you could talk your trash, but please don't do it in our language so they don't hear you. Read.
But Rabshakeh said unto them, hath my master sent me to thy master and to thee to speak these words? Hath he not sent me to the men which sit on the wall that they may eat their own dung and drink their own piss with you?
You see that? So he turned up. He said, oh, you want me to speak in my language? Okay. I'm going to talk even more trash to you in your language so everybody can understand. Come on.
Then Rabshakeh stood and cried with a loud voice in the Jews' language.
Read quick. Come on.
And spake, saying, Hear the word of the great king, the king of Assyria. Thus saith the king, let not Hezekiah deceive you.
So he's saying, don't let Hezekiah deceive you. Why? Because he's trying to convince them that he's not going to be able to save the city. Come on.
For he shall not be able to deliver you out of this hand.
Come on.
Neither let Hezekiah make you trust in the Lord, saying,
don't let Hezekiah make you trust in God, because I've come against all these other nations and their gods. That's what he says earlier when you read. But it says, I've come against all these nations' gods, and they've not been able to help. Come on.
The Lord will surely deliver us, and the city shall not be delivered into the hand of the king of Assyria. Hearken not to Hezekiah, for thus saith the king of Assyria, make an agreement with me by a present, and come out to me, and then eat ye every man of his own vine, and every one of his fig tree, and drink ye every one the waters of his cistern. Until I come and take you away to a land like your own land, a land of corn and wine, a land of bread and vineyards, a land of oil, olive, and of honey, that ye may live and not die. And hearken not unto Hezekiah when he persuadeth you, saying, the Lord will deliver us.
So this man, Rabshakeh, all right, he was talking trash. He said, don't think that nobody's going to save you. Don't let Hezekiah think that he's going to be able to save you. What happens in the end? Get 2 Kings 19, verse 1. We're going to read verse 2.
The book of 2 Kings, chapter 19 and verse 1. And it came to pass when King Hezekiah heard it, that he rent his clothes.
So he heard the message from Rabshakeh, rent his clothes, come on.
And covered himself with sackcloth. And went into the house of the Lord.
What'd he do? Come on.
And he sent Eliakim, which was over the household, and Shebna the scribe, and the elders of the priests, covered with sackcloth, to Isaiah the prophet, the son of Amos.
So he got bad news and he went to go get some counsel. A lot of us get bad news and we just panic. We look left, we look right, and we try to do the first thing we could think of. But Hezekiah, in this instance, he said, I need some counsel, I need some help. Jump to verse 5.
Verse 5. So the servants of King Hezekiah came to Isaiah, and Isaiah said unto them, Thus shall ye say to your master.
This is the understanding. Come on. Get us the counsel. Come on.
Thus saith the Lord, be not afraid of the words which thou hast heard.
Don't listen to what that heathen has to say. Come on.
With which the servants of the king of Assyria have blasphemed me. Behold, I will send a blast upon them, and he shall hear a rumor, and shall return to his own land, and I will cause him to fall by the sword in his own land.
All right. So we're going to skip the middle part. We're going to go to, because what I had was Hezekiah goes, he trusts in Isaiah, but he also prays to the Lord, like we read about earlier in Sirach 6, about praying to the Most High and he will direct thy path. Same thing. Now we're going to jump to verse 32. What was the end result? Come on.
Verse 32. Therefore, thus saith the Lord concerning the king of Assyria, he shall not come into the city, nor shoot an arrow there, nor come before it with shield, nor cast a bank against it.
So Isaiah saying he was talking all that trash, but he ain't going to do nothing in this city. Not a single thing. He's not even going to shoot an arrow in here. Come on.
By the way that he came, by the same shall he return.
He going to go out the same way he came in. Come on.
And shall not come into this city, saith the Lord.
He won't come into my city, my town, my people, my nation. Come on.
For I will defend this city to save it, for my own sake and for my servant David's sake.
Come on.
And it came to pass that night that the angel of the Lord went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 184,500.
184,500. One angel came and killed 185,000 men. Come on.
And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses.
And they were all dead corpses. Come on.
So Sennacherib, king of Assyria, departed and went and returned and dwelt in Nineveh.
Come on.
And it came to pass as he was worshiping in the house of Nisroch his god, that Adrimelech and Sherazar his son smote him with the sword.
They smote him with the sword. So he got killed just like it was said he was going to happen. Come on.
And they escaped into the land of Armenia and
Esarhaddon, yep.
His son reigned in his stead.
All right, let me get Tobit chapter 6 and verse 1. Tobit chapter 6 and verse 1. We're going to get another example. So we see Hezekiah listen to Isaiah. He was saved and the people with him. Just like we've seen that when that counsel was not listened to, it affects other people. When the counsel is listened to, it affects others as well. Israel was saved. The Assyrians were murdered. Come on. Tobit chapter 6 and verse 1. We got to read quick.
Tobit chapter 6 verse 1. And as they went on their journey, they came in the evening to the river Tigris. And they lodged there. And when the young man went down to wash himself.
So this is talking about Tobias and the angel Raphael. He's going by Azarias in this story. Come on.
A fish leaped out of the river and would have devoured him. Then the angel said unto him, take the fish. And the young man laid hold of a fish and drew it to land.
So he took the fish and drew it to land. Come on.
To whom the angel said, open the fish and take the heart, the liver, and the gall, and put them up safely.
So he gives him instruction, and he didn't explain why. That's a heavy point for each and every one of us in our lives, because sometimes we get unsolicited advice, and we don't understand it, so therefore we don't follow it. We should always understand that the advice that's given, the counsel is given to us, whether asked for or not, all the time, is God trying to tell you something, show you something.
That's
right. When it comes from godly men. But if we don't understand it and we keep questioning it and we go, what about, we ruin the counsel that's being given. So you see that right here, the angel, and at this point in time, he didn't know it was an angel. He just knew that it was a brother. He knew it was a brother, and he listened to the counsel. He's like, oh, he didn't go, what you mean take the heart and the liver and the gall and put it aside? What you mean by that? I don't do that. We don't keep that. We throw that out. We toss it back. Come on.
So the young man did as the angel commanded him. And when they had roasted the fish, they did eat. Then they both went on their way till they drew near
Ecbatane. Come on.
Then the young man said to the angel, brother Azarias, to what use is this heart and the liver and the gall of the fish?
But you see, he did that after he already grabbed it. Come on.
And he said unto him, touching the heart and the liver, if a devil or an evil spirit trouble any, we must make a smoke thereof before the man and the woman, and the parties shall be no more vexed.
And there shall be no more vexed. Now he's talking about his wife, which you read, his wife to be, which you read about later on in the chapter. Watch this. Come on.
As for the gall, it is good to anoint a man that hath whiteness in his eyes, and he shall be healed.
So we're going to deal with how both of those things play out. Get Tobit chapter 8 and verse 1.
Tobit chapter 8 verse 1. And when they had supped, they brought Tobias in unto her. And as he went, he remembered the words of Raphael, and took the ashes of the perfumes, and put the heart and the liver of the fish thereupon, and made a smoke therewith. The which smell, when the evil spirit he had smelled, had fled into the utmost parts of Egypt, and the angel bound him.
You see that? That counsel was for his good, because without that, Tobias would have been dead like the rest of the men that tried to marry the sister. So he was trying to save his life, and that's what some of us don't recognize when we get counsel. We don't understand the counsel. We don't want to apply it because we don't understand it, but guess what? It's to save your life.
Yeah.
That's what Tobias did. Let's go to chapter 11 and verse 7. Come on.
Tobit chapter 11 verse 7. Then said Raphael, I know, Tobias, that thy father will open his eyes.
He said, I know that Tobias will open his eyes. Come on.
Therefore anoint thou his eyes with the gall.
The gall that he told to take out way back. Come on.
And being pricked therewith, he shall rub, and the whiteness shall fall away, and he shall see thee. Then Anna ran forth.
Jump to verse 11. Come on.
Verse 11. And took hold of his father, and strake of the gall on his father's eyes.
So he followed his instructions to the T, both with his wife and now with his father to heal him of his blindness. Come on.
Saying, be of good hope, my father. And when his eyes began to smart, he rubbed them.
He rubbed them. Come on.
And the whiteness pulled away from the corners of his eyes. And when he saw his son, he fell upon his neck. And he wept and said, blessed art thou, O God, and blessed is thy name forever, and blessed are all thine holy angels.
You see that? And when you follow counsel, even when you might not understand it, when you see the end result, you can rejoice in the Lord when that thing comes. Let me get Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 15. Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 15.
Proverbs chapter 12, verse 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes.
So we seen through the course of this class that the way of a fool, they gonna do what they want to do. And they gonna seem right. Come on.
But he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise.
Only or will you be wise by listening to the counsel that's given. That's why this class is named the way that it is. When we see brothers listen to counsel and reject bad counsel, they follow down one path. But when they reject good counsel and listen to piss poor counsel, they follow another path. Let me get Proverbs 19 and verse 20. Come on.
Proverbs chapter 19, verse 20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy latter end.
Because we always have to consider the end of any of the actions that we do. Isaiah 9 and 6, we have to always consider the things that we do and the counsel behind them. Come on.
Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. And his name shall be called Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Counselor.
Wait, what?
Counselor.
Because the words that was given by our Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ, that are in this book is counsel. It's counsel. And the men of counsel, of godly counsel, will use the counsel of their Father, Christ, who is the what?
Counselor.
Who is the counselor, the ultimate counselor to help us be healed, be instructed, be guided. Come on.
The mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 24. Matthew chapter 7 and verse 24.
The book of Matthew chapter 7, verse 24.
Last two scripts. Come on.
Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them.
So the sayings goes into the counsel, applying the instruction, the wisdom of the Lord. Come on.
I will liken him unto a wise man.
That man will be wise. Come on. We just read that. We just covered that. Come on.
Which built his house upon a rock.
Because we're building our understanding, our foundation, our wisdom, our steps according to the things that Christ commanded us. Come on.
And the rain descended and the flood came.
So these are the trials. These are the temptations. These are the things that try to come against the counsel that you may have received. Come on.
And the winds blew. And beat upon that house. And it fell not.
It fell not. Why?
For it was founded upon a rock.
Because it was founded on good, solid, wise counsel from the Lord. Come on.
And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not.
So everybody that rejects the counsel of the Lord, that rejects the counselors that were set up by the Lord, come on,
shall be likened unto a foolish man.
And you will be considered a fool instead of wise. Come on.
Which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended.
So the temptations come.
And the floods came.
The trials come.
And the winds blew. And beat upon that house. And it fell.
And it fell. It does not stand. It's not able to withstand in that day because it did not adhere to the proper counsel. Come on.
And great was the fall of it.
And great was the fall of that man or that woman that did not listen to the sayings of the Lord, the sayings of the Lord through his prophets as well. Last scripture, Tobit chapter 4 and verse 19.
Come on. Tobit chapter 4 and verse 19. Bless the Lord thy God Almighty, always.
Bless the Lord thy God always, meaning we should never give up on obeying the Lord and blessing him. Come on.
And desire of him that thy ways may be directed.
You're going to ask the Lord to direct your ways through what? The men that he set over you to give you counsel. The women that are in place that are attached to these men. Come on.
And that all thy paths and counsels may prosper.
And that all your paths and counsels may prosper. Come on.
For every nation hath not counsel.
Now, it's not talking about every nation not having counsel at all. Not every nation has a God who is the counselor. Only we have that. They receive counsel, but they receive it of the devil. That counsel that they receive cannot get them a kingdom, not a godly kingdom. They can't get them everlasting life. They can't give them joy and prosperity forever and always. It's only us that have that thing. And we should rejoice and follow after the men and women that are put in place to give us a counsel to get there. Come on.
But the Lord himself giveth all good things.
Come on.
And he humbleth whom he will.
And he will humble those of us that do not want to listen. Come on.
As he will. Now therefore, my son, remember my commandments.
We have to remember the commandments. Come on.
Neither let them be put out of thy mind.
And don't reject the things that the Lord has set in place for us to prosper. And with that, family, we say shalom. All praises.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.